Alright, well, I'm pretty sure. It says I'm live. Dorian says, oh, hey, Dorian. I'm glad to see that you are, in fact, excited for the next Lancer sesh. We're gonna this over here. It's probably going to be a bad idea. Just doing a couple of audio checks. Let me know if I sound okay. I like doing this before pretty much each stream, just to make sure that everybody's chill. Here, present. Let folks filter in for a little moment. I'm happy to hear that. This is going to be a little bit menu reader that... No, we don't need that. Excise normal. I don't think we need any of this stuff adjusted at all. Yeah. Eight skull. Okay, we don't need to sign in for a single player game. Completely unnecessary. Go live. EMG sounds a bit loud. If you could tell me what you mean by that. Hey, Jeffrey. BMG sounds a bit loud. I don't know what BMG means, is the problem. But. I'm going to decrease my desktop audio to probably about minus 16 decibels. It's good. Testing. Bro, what the heck happened? My microphone just decided that it wasn't going to work anymore for no apparent reason. So we're just going to go with this guy. And he doesn't need to be changed, probably at all. To do a character name. Nice to see you, Elfinder General.
It was wonderful. I believe... Oh, I am indeed a student, but I'm eager to get to Hogsmeade. It was wonderful. I believe I'm really going to enjoy this class.
For obvious reasons. Looks like the lead singer from Madness. I thought Harry Potter was a millennial thing. It sort of was. I had to endure, like all good Zoomers with good Christian parents, a little bit of 2K satanic panic.
You've been practicing the spells we worked on.
I have, Professor.
Well, I'm quite sure I've never seen anyone take so quickly to a
Goodness.
second-hand wand. You'll be a force to be reckoned with.
And so I missed out on all of the books,
Thank you.
missed out on
Professor
most of the
Fig. I
movies,
appreciate you working with me, Tommy.
but Texas Tomboy is something of a good fan of it.
Oh, Eleazar! George! Glad my rather
I really dislike this
description of our
person's
location
face.
did not thwart your finding us.
I've apparated to more vaguely defined destinations than this.
Just the way that his mouth
I
moves
confess I may have
and
miscalculated
his
slightly
mousy
on my first
look
try.
combined with
Gave
the
quite
mutton
the fight to
chops.
some theatregoers in the West End.
It's been much too
It's a good
long.
thing he dies
When I
like 2
received
minutes
your
in.
owl,
Spoiler!
I-
Best not speak here, Eleazar.
Of course.
Not John Doctor says, I refuse to play this game because it doesn't have the spell to
We
make
have started
poop
to feast
disappear.
and a sorting
That's deeply
ceremony to get
unfortunate.
to.
Wonderful idea. As long as your young charge here doesn't mind me tagging along.
Not at all, sir.
After you. Ages since I've been to the castle. Would be good to see the old pile of rocks.
There's something about this game that I think is just mystical enough. That it basically it meets, no, not meets, it scratches the same itch that, what would I call it? Scratches the same itch that Jack Vance does for me when it comes to Magic. Sherlock Holmes Sega CD. No, I'm afraid not. Afraid not, Red One. I'm gonna put the air conditioner on. At first, I thought I could get my noise gate is set such that it's not going to pop up in my microphone. I turned it off just in case. This turned out to be a mistake.
Glad I caught you before you left for Scotland.
Just barely.
And who is your traveling companion?
A new student.
New?
Yes, sir. I'm starting school as a 5th year.
Alright, so the premise of Hogwarts Legacy is pretty fun. There was a war, a rebellion,
Nor have
caused
I.
by some
Of
gobbling.
course, as the other 5th years will have been honing their magical skills for 4 years now, the headmaster asked if I could get our new student up to speed
Getting into
a bit
things that
before
they
the term
shouldn't.
begins.
And you, as a
Well,
righteous
you
student,
couldn't have asked for a better
who
mentor.
exterminate them.
Professor Fig is not only an exceptional teacher, he's also a remarkably
It's
intelligent
Val
and
Kilmer.
gifted.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mr. Osric is prone to flattery. I dare say it's one of the reasons he's risen so far.
It's
in the
Val.
ministry.
Listen, it's Val Kilmer in Heat after he
Have you
gets
seen this?
a haircut after having been shot. Well, there's a big bad.
Opinions differ as to how great a threat Ranrock really is.
Although I've yet to convince my colleagues at the ministry,
This is exactly how you should open a D&D campaign, by the way. Not in a tavern. You should be going to a wizarding
it
school.
was your wife,
And
Eleazar,
a dragon should attack.
who alerted me to his activities months ago.
Miriam? How?
She wrote to me about Ranrock before she died, wondering what the ministry knew about his activities. Before I could respond, I received this. It was the last thing she sent me, Eleazar. It came to me via her owl, but with no correspondence. I can only assume
That she had to get rid of it quickly. To keep it safe.
presumably from Ranrock. I cannot open it. Whatever magic protects this is powerful indeed.
It looks like goblin metal. That symbol.
What's that glow?
I don't see a glow.
Our protagonist is special, ladies and gentlemen. Jeffro asks, is this a video game or a movie? Well, it turns into a video game in about 30 seconds, probably.
The key! Give me your hand!
Let's see here. Outfinder asks, why is Osric gonna die?
Are you alright?
A dragon attacked.
You're hurt.
Perhaps a bit.
Take this. It's Wiggenweld potion. That stuff will right you in a second.
Ladies and gentlemen, skooma.
What happened?
Poor George. I can't believe he... What the hell got into that damn thing? Attacking a carriage mid-air? A typical dragon would never...
Carriage is evil
So-
wizard school. It's drawn by nightmares. Yeah, kind of.
Sure.
They're called Thestrals, I believe, in the Hogwarts, whatchamacallit,
An item enchanted to
Harry
bring
Potter
or
series?
touch it to a specific place.
and Thestrals, they're
I'm
invisible
feeling better, sir. If
to
you
everybody
like to look
except
around.
for those who have seen death.
I would. But stay close. We've no idea who created this portkey. Or why.
I wish there was a way to skip the tutorial for this. That'd be tremendous. I think more games seem to have that. Ladies and gentlemen, Cockblade.
How far did that portkey take us?
Farther from where the carriage traveled.
Our heroes have been
In the Scottish Highlands.
mysteriously
Both ruins.
and
The
unfortunately
portkey was meant to lead us there.
become the victims not of a dragon attack
This
but
has
of a
not
teleportation
been the
trap.
day either of us expected. But Miriam sent that portkey to George for a
And they
reason.
should count themselves lucky.
And I believe that
They have not
she
woken up naked.
and now
The new
George
destination.
died in pursuit of whatever it was meant to lead to. If you're sure you're all right,
Osric
and wouldn't
is
mind
dead.
indulging me, I'd like to have a look around.
Jeffro, you gotta tell me,
Good.
what's the deal?
Let's
Alright, a
see
bunch
if
of
we
people
can
keep
find
complaining
the path,
to
however
me
faded it may
that
be.
apparently you've gone after either Osric or some other
Mind your
Rules
step.
Compendium series.
Where do you suppose your wife got the portkey that brought us here?
A good
Oh
question.
man, press spacebar to
Miriam
jump. I
spent
never would have
years
expected.
searching for evidence of a long-forgotten form of ancient magic.
Ancient magic.
This is one of the reasons why I love
A
this.
powerful
I'll let
magic
them speak
wielded
first.
by a rare few that seems to have been lost to time.
Yeah. So it's very. The Harry Potter series isn't itself very
Hogwarts
Fantsian.
Castle was built
It
by
just kind of
and is itself a
inspires
stronghold
that
of
same
ancient
sense of
magic.
myth and fairy tales in
I
me.
don't know where she came
buddy,
into possession of the
You
book,
come this way.
but I am certain it was to do with that search. Ah, there's the path down below. This
Yes,
way.
yes, I'm aware. I know more than you. But one of the elements that they introduce in Hogwarts Legacy that I think tells why, or gives
Miriam wanted
evidence to
understand
why
such powerful magic disappeared
Vance is
for
so
those it
special,
was.
why
Spoke
he's
of
such
the
a
good it
titan
could do.
in
But
the
magic
tabletop
is no
gaming
different
space when it
than
comes to
any
fantasy
power.
magic at the very least.
What really matters is the one who wields it.
I think that was going to be a thing. Is
That ice.
because of its
It's
attention
not
to things
cold
like
enough
the
yet.
concept of
It appears
magic that has
the
been
rings would
lost
have
or
been
forgotten and that you ought to go
Someone
find.
wanted to block this path. Let's see some of that one work you were practicing.
Alright, let's see how that
Focus
goes.
on the center.
And trips.
Excellent. Excellent.
Illegal.
That's a bit rougher than I expected. Your one work's improving with every cast.
Thank you,
Let's see
sir.
here. Jeff proposes both Osric and the Menser Compendium set. Not John Docker says the original Half-Life had the tutorial and a completely separate menu option from the new game option. That's how it ought to be done. You know what? I'm inclined to agree at this point. Oh, you know what? I bet there's a chest over there. Oh, let me up.
Ah, up there.
I know there's something around it. You've attempted to lead me in a different direction. It did not have a wall around it. Therefore, I can presume there
We're
is
close
loot.
now. It's just ahead.
Wizards should be breaking pots and pans in your game as easily as Link does in Legend of Zelda game. It's very appropriate.
Steady yourself. Reparo.
You know, all of the rebuilding or restoration spells, like stuff to repair some sort of whether it's a piece of technology or a structure,
Almost there.
it's the spells in D&D have largely been useless. I think partially on account of they usually can't repair something of this size, like a bridge. It's usually something like, oh well, you can repair this pot, but not too much. Just ask the game. Have the game ask if the player's a journalist. Yeah, that's probably a good.
Got this here.
I suspect they valued their privacy.
Privacy.
That portkey led us here for a reason. Let's have a look around for anything that seems out of place.
Their reason was to have us wake up naked and surrounded by goblins. Yes, fascinating. Okay.
Professor, it's a mural of some kind.
Perhaps our host was a noted seer. Interesting.
Seer? Diviner? Somebody who's a big fan of looking at portents of the future?
Professor, this statue...
This may have been his home.
Mix.
That enchanted crystallized stone again. But what could it be blocking? What's this?
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, pay attention. You might
Professor
find
Fig.
something that you will find useful. Observe that we are not, in fact, in a nice gated mansion, but we appear to find ourselves looking on the other side of a nice gated mansion. What's going on here, do you
How
wonder?
odd. Why would someone have conjured that enchanted stone here?
And how is there a room behind it?
What room? I don't see anything.
There's that glow again. It's like the glow on the portkey container.
What in Merlin's name?
Wake feet up.
Godric's heart.
Where are we?
I don't believe it.
Alright, now I do want us to be warned about J.K. Rowling's anti-Semitism. They are presently in a bank.
Hello?
And as we are in a bank,
It can't be.
I get so little time with these lovely, distinguished gentlemen.
Welcome to Gringotts Wizarding Bank. Vault number 12, I presume. Precisely.
What's it called? Oh no.
The key?
The key.
Your wife's portkey. Oh, yes, of course.
Ladies and gentlemen, they're acting. See, this is the stuff that I love.
This way, then.
I think this is one of the reasons why people love Harry Potter is because people get into these kinds of, like, Poppet and the Grey Mouse or, like, out of the frying pan into the fire situations. Where people finding themselves in a situation where they don't know what to do and they just kind of go along with it to keep things moving along. Just to see where things are going, sort of carry the reader with them. Or have the reader, like, third wheel for their adventures. And it's a lot of fun! When I was first playing the game, I had no idea where this was going. They don't say, oh, you don't understand, we've been teleported here by mistake. No, I don't want to see what's inside this secret vault. Like a player in your game who doesn't... who's constantly trying to hold up the adventure, they just go along with it. They're like, oh, well...
Are private entrances to the bank common at Gringotts? They are most uncommon. Only one with great wealth.
This is beyond Zork on steroids. Jeffro, you're gonna have to explain that one.
You want to take a breath? A what? That waterfall washes away all enchantments. It's a security measure. Experienced the thief's downfall before, have you? Heard of it? These are the lower vaults that we're passing now.
How deep are we going?
Vault number 12 was commissioned shortly after Gringotts was founded over 4 centuries ago. It resides in the deepest part of the bank. Settle in. We've quite a distance to go.
Harry in the Sleepy says, never seen a story with a magic system where there wasn't better secret / lost / ancient magic.
Vault 12. Momentous day.
On your way.
He's not suspicious at all. Don't worry about it.
Professor, the armband that guard was wearing was glowing. Like the glow you saw on the portkey container?
No, darker. I saw that same glow on the dragon's collar.
Yeah, what was that? We were just wondering about that goblin back there. He watches over the oldest section of the bank. Rare anyone goes there anymore.
He's the same deal, just like constantly improvising. New situation comes up. I might, the sensation. These guys haven't technically done anything wrong, legally or otherwise. But there's still there's a sense of like, oh well, I might get caught if this keeps going the way it's going. I don't want to give myself away.
A goblin has been stationed at my desk for hundreds of years. In that time, no one has visited Vault 12 until today.
Excellent. No, no. So close.
Vault 12.
MC says your chat window isn't scrolling on the stream. That's interesting. I feel like it should be. Are you sure about that? All right, we're good. Ladies and gentlemen,
What do you suppose we should be looking
out with the frying
I'm
pan.
not sure. Sir, I wonder if you
The
might...
instructions for Vault 12 indicate that I am to grant access to the holder of the key and then close the door. Wait. Best of luck.
Professor, that was certainly unexpected. Let me think. There must be something here. Revelio, perhaps.
Revelio?
Yes, a revealing charm. No time like the present.
Let's see what we're missing, shall we? Ready your wand and focus.
Ladies and gentlemen, detect magic. Wait, just use this R? I really should just take out the,
I saw something.
Move a bit closer and try again.
Next time I do this, I think I'm just gonna use a controller. It just feels so weird and unnatural on mouse and keyboard.
Well, that's a start. There's that symbol again. I don't suppose you see a way
Oh, we're in the vault. Is there any
Professor,
money in
that
here?
symbol has the same glow as the one I saw on the port key container.
If what you can see reveals the way forward, then I dare say we are about to discover the secret of this vault. Lead the way.
He's going to get so much less hand-holding in just a moment.
This is no ordinary vault. I suspect we will need to earn our way out.
Revelio, what do you mean earn our way out? Do you think this is some sort of test?
I do. But to what end, I can't say. Stay close. There will be no disapparating if things go poorly. Not out of Gringotts.
Now remember, ladies and gentlemen, this vault doesn't make sense. This dungeon doesn't make sense, so it cannot possibly exist. Nobody could have built it for any reason.
I see something up ahead.
What is it?
That glow again, but on the floor.
I am, in fact, in a bank. Well, I was in a bank. This is somewhat less of a bank.
What happened?
When I moved towards the glow, it suddenly seemed as if the ground was swirling about.
Are you all right?
Yes, sir, I'm fine.
You seem to have caused the floor to change.
That statue.
What statue?
I see some sort of statue, but only as a reflection in the floor.
Revelio, I presume this is what you saw reflected in the floor.
It is. The reflection's still there, but the statue's positions don't match. Wait, when you moved, the reflection turned in the direction of the light.
Perhaps you should cast Lumos.
There we go.
Lumos.
Well done.
Now the reflection is turning towards me. It does follow the light.
Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen, you passed the test of... After the test of combat. Oh, it's Q on this one, okay. Alright, so I only have basic cast and Protego, so this is going to be a little bit difficult. They just... Alrighty. Professor, I am staying close. Come out.
Lumos.
Okay, that's...
Professor! Professor Fig! Professor, where are you?
Ooh!
This isn't
Ladies and gentlemen, I found loot.
Where am I supposed to go? Lumos, what's happening? The wisps of magic seem to be leading me somewhere.
Yes, I'm very well aware of this. Ooh, more loot. There's another one over there.
Ah, that's where they're leading me.
Jefferson says they really put out of your way to put you in a movie. only for these beginning sections, and I swear, it's the most annoying part of video games nowadays.
Lumos. Revelio. I suppose I'm on my own this time. Lumos. It seems I have no choice. I'm going to have to fight my way out of here. I need to align these statues with their reflections.
Alrighty. Not John Doctor says, I've been playing through Doom 2. It's amazing. Within 5 seconds, you're shooting demons. Far Cry Blood Dragon had a great tutorial. Yeah. Oh, cute. Yes, I clearly already got that. Like, what is it? Not Pillars of... It's not Pillars of Eternity. It's... Divinity Original Sin 2 has a tutorial area called Port Joy, and you spend literally like hours and hours in Port Joy doing pretty much nothing, not really advancing the plot. And you're just forced to stay there. And there's all this stuff that obviously you don't want to, you don't want to miss out on Fort Joy. You don't want to just rush through it, because then you might find yourself, I don't know, skipping through like story critical quests and stuff like that.
Revelio.
The issue being, of course, that there's all the stuff that you can't actually do in Fort Joy, and as a result, you are stuck in a tutorial that is actually the first act of the game, and if you try to blitz through the first act of the game, you're going to miss out on your experience later is going to be lessened. But if you don't blitz through the first act of the game, you're forced into this place that just sucks. It's just boring as all hell. Not all the enemies are the same. The combats are actually relatively entertaining, but there's so many different combats that you more or less can't fight out of order for fear of getting killed. For fear of getting absolutely murdered. This is another good dungeon... piece of dungeon dressing, if you will. You only need so many dungeon rooms when you have a gate in each one that turns it into a different kind of room whenever you enter through the gate. Very handy. Here's a nice one from the from the Harry Potter universe. It's hey, we bottled up a literal memory. If you just dunk your head, if you pour it into the appropriate fountain and dunk your head into it, congratulations, you will be rewarded with information.
But I found this floating above that.
Lovely piece of dungeon dressing.
That is no mere basin. That is a pensive for viewing memories. I wonder.
Or into it. See, this is a half hour. I've learned 2 spells, which is not bad. And the game seems to be feeding me a lot of information and giving me a lot of notes of Harry Potter, so anybody who's like a fan of this is going to be entertained by it, surely.
All is in place.
The portkey is well hidden.
Perhaps too well. I wonder if the path we've created
May be impossible to follow. It will only be impossible for one who cannot see traces of ancient magic as I can.
Your ability to see what others cannot will not be enough, Percival. We are entrusting the one who embarks on this path with powerful secrets, with knowledge others will do anything to obtain.
Yes, and if we are correct, Charles, the ritual wizard who completes the trials will have proven themselves worthy of that knowledge, and the responsibility that accompanies it.
We've done all that we can.
And no Chicky Babe showing him up constantly. If anything, that's probably my favorite part about this game, is that you are, generally speaking,
That's what
you are top dog.
The glow that surrounded them.
Yes, sir.
Astonishing.
Can I see magic?
Traces of an ancient magic, to be precise. The magic that Miriam had always believed existed, but could never. Miriam, and perhaps George, died in pursuit of knowledge that has been dormant for centuries. And you, it seems, are the key to understanding why. We were...
It all looks rather different than it did a moment ago.
Someone's coming.
Ew.
I don't know. But, sir, you shouldn't be in here.
I was right. Ranrock.
Goblins look so funny.
Seems my reputation precedes me. I was beginning to think no one was ever going to visit Rackham's vault.
And why are you here?
No need for that. Just give me whatever it is you found here and we can let bygones be bygones.
Sir, they had the key to the vault.
Choose your next words wisely.
I only meant that the instructions to Vault 12 were quite clear. Sir, I must insist. I was to grant access only to one with the key, and you didn't have.
I have no patience for traitors. Now, where were we?
I'm not giving you anything.
Well, perhaps your young friend here will be more helpful.
This is also a great way to introduce a villain. Have him show up in the first 5 minutes. I'm never going to get that. Well, I guess here technically it's the first 40 minutes. Goblin violence is a... I'm not allowed to finish it. Ooh, buddy. Come on. Come on, Scooch! Scooch! Get out of there! Well.
Are you all right?
Fine, sir.
I've never seen so powerful a goblin. He seemed wholly unaffected by my magic.
Except this headphone here.
Where are we?
It can't be. It seems those who set up the pensive, the locket, and the path to both wanted someone with your ability to end up here. Come. We have a sorting ceremony to get to.
The wizard, the goblin, and the lamppost. Alright folks, we're nearly out of it. We're nearly out of the tutorial area. Oh goodness. It's so difficult because I've enjoyed probably about 70 hours at this point in this game. fighting off poachers, fighting off magical beasts and capturing them. You know, being a good poacher. I'm not a poacher, I'm just a game warden. See? Now that seems louder than... Yes, it's fascinating. Alright, let me through. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Alright, looking fine, looking good.
Oh, good. We haven't missed the sorting ceremony.
Okay.
I'm no expert, but that seems more appropriate. Now, I need to study this locket as soon as I can, but first I must contact the Ministry. They need to know what happened to George and be warned of Ranrock. For the moment, I ask that you keep all that's happened this evening between you and me.
Of course, sir.
I don't know if I
Thank
could do that.
Ready for the sorting ceremony?
The sorting ceremony in Hogwarts is where you find out which house you belong to. Houses being a kind of magical...
Phineas,
I don't even know if they're magical traditions. They're just like, it's like a person, it's like MBTI,
The headmaster.
but for wizards.
Fig. Nice
Do you
of to
find yourself
join us.
more courageous,
The sorting
inquisitive,
ceremony is
power-hungry,
over.
or harmless?
Complications.
Complications?
It seems the goblin problem has...
Enough. Goblins. I've no time for rumors, Fig, and I'm rapidly losing whatever patience I had left. If you're lucky, we might still be able to get you sorted this evening.
Don't let me out. No, my mouse button is malfunctioning.
Professor Weasley, we've one more to be...
Alright, we're skipping. That's enough.
Yes, a bit older than the others, aren't you?
There's some big hinges on the door. Yes, they are magical frat houses.
Certain...
Oh, can I skip through you too?
I'm looking forward to exploring Hogwarts.
No, they don't. There we ambition.
Is it ambition? I may seem single-minded, but it is important to go after what you want from life.
Perhaps you belong in...
Slytherin, the house of magical races. I was put in here accidentally.
You belong in Slytherin!
Hurry up. We got people to kill, people to fight.
It's quite uncommon for a student to begin as a fifth year. It may be a bit of a challenge.
Jeffro, how long do you think it would
Sure
take
you're
to
up for.
I can
take the
be
magical
quite
hinges
resourceful.
off that magical
I
door?
suspected as much. This is the entrance to the Slytherin common room.
Oh, here's another solution to your hinge problem, Jeffro.
Password. Aspiration.
Very well. Aspiration.
Try taking the hinges off this thing.
Well done. Now, go
Look,
on in
look,
and get
this
to
is
sleep.
this is
You have a
handy.
big
This
day
is
ahead of you
useful.
tomorrow.
I
I'll
swear,
be back
I
in
think the thing
to
that's
select you for your first class.
Thank
yes,
you,
that's very
Professor
nice.
Weasley.
Can I skip
You're
this?
welcome.
Cool. Yeah, so I think the thing that's most entertaining or most alluring when it comes to the concept of a wizard school, and maybe having the players start off in one, is that a wizard school, if if it's arranged
Looks like everyone's
as
gone.
Hogwarts is in the Harry Potter universe, Hogwarts is basically a dungeon. It's basically a dungeon, except you live in the dungeon to some extent. But just because you live in the dungeon doesn't mean that literally everything is friendly to you. And you can go around raiding and pillaging and receiving goods from your allies. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's actually quite a bit of
Some
fun.
introductions are in order.
So if you start off in a wizard school, I feel like, do I really have to introduce myself to you people? Okay.
Can I help you? Ah, you're the new 5th year.
Thank you.
Still?
Professor Fig and I were lucky to escape with our lives.
Indeed. And how did
One
you
scroll of
escape?
dispel magic would
It's
be
all
enough
still
to
a
bring
blur, to be honest.
it to its
Didn't mean
knees.
to
Oh, I
press.
don't know about that.
You just get yourself settled. We can talk more later.
It was nice.
Nice meeting you too.
He's the one that teaches you dark magic, and he's my favorite.
If you do that, you'll lose. Trust me. Ugh, not going to move there, are you?
Here, watch this.
I'm very happy that I never have to interact with this lady.
Told you.
Skip! 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 I don't want to hear another word!
We have.
Not one more! I want to hear anything out of that lady.
I think I heard one.
Doubt mermaids find us that interesting. Ah, based on all the chatter when you entered the common room, I'm guessing you're the new 5th year. I'm Ominous. Ominous Gaunt.
This is also how you choose
Well,
wizard
you
names,
certainly
by
had
the
a
way.
memorable arrival.
Viserion the Magician, Ominous Gaunt, Prince Karn.
Well, if I'm going to make my mark here, I had to start right away.
Okay, that's enough fun.
Thank you.
Is the new 5th year Slytherin in here? Professor Weasley's waiting for you just by the stairs.
Come on, I gotta get to class. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. What did I just... Oh, I broke it. Alright, that's fine.
Revelio.
Good morning. I trust you're ready for your... Here you are.
Ladies and gentlemen, my spell book. Sort of.
What is it?
It is a wizard's field guide. It will help you to keep track of what you are learning so that you master all that's expected of a 5th year. You would be wise to take full advantage of this exceptionally valuable resource.
Thank you, Professor, but what do you mean it will keep track of what I'm learning?
See, this is particularly handy as a if you were to do this as a magic item.
Walk with me and... This way.
So there, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody in the chat, I guess, but when you first open the book, all the pages flying out, that's not just like for show, all the pages flying out are pages that you will find out in the world.
The guide will give you opportunities.
So if you have a magic item like this, like a map to dungeons, or if the book is just like a map to a particular dungeon, you would do something like make it available. Let's see here. Something that can be detected by Detect Magic or Locate Object. And various locations in the dungeon that might offer clues or might offer hints or solutions to certain problems you might have. Fascinating. Cool, cool.
clever, isn't it? Keep your eyes open for more opportunities like that, inside and outside of the castle.
Let's see here. I think we're gonna go for...
Ah, good timing. Perfect opportunity to show you how to use flue flames to get around a bit quicker. Your field guide contains a map of the castle. Open it up and find Central Hall.
Yes, cool. Cool. Yes, that's me. A little bit of fast travel inside the castle. Bit of handiness.
And here we are. Quite the time saver. These stairs lead directly to Central Hall. You can get almost anywhere in the castle quickly from Central Hall. Always something happening here. It's the heart of the hive. Our King's Cross station, so to speak.
My mother is so excited for me to come home for holiday.
That should be all for now. You'll be expected to attend both and I'd like to be sure.
Thank you, Professor.
A lot to judge it.
You did, Professor.
Yep, that's fine.
My suspicion is that there's more.
No.
I'm sorry, Professor, but I'm afraid...
Defecate in the fountain. Well, see, here's the problem. I can't clean it up.
Speak of the Professor Fig.
Oh?
Yes.
Ah, I'm afraid I can't take all...
Perfectly good boats and carriage.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path.
Very well. Might I rely on you, Professor Fig?
Of course.
No more explaining things. Let me get to Defense Against the Dark
Good
Arts.
luck
Come on.
today. And remember to... And...
Yes, Professor.
Let me in! Oh, I hear a page. Anyways, no, I don't want to talk to you, man. Come on.
It's good to see you, Professor.
And you. I was hoping up.
I did my...
Yes, well. Happily, you have...
Enough! Alright, so the book's not going to write itself. Can't be an autobiography then. Well, I guess it can. It's just somebody else's. Here's the thing, Durian, that'd be a really interesting item. Is if you were a wizard and you basically had a spell or crafted a magic item that was like writing out the pages of your notes, spell book, etc. That after your death or after some event that you specified, I suppose, would release itself into the world to try to attempt to guide people or along a similar path with you. Charms class? No. Aha. Very good.
The map is enchanted to help you find your way.
Very cool. Okay. Oh, let's go.
Is that all you've got?
Professor Hecat!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces in your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull. It was a token from the Great Poacher Raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. Now, you may be asking yourself how an old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it.
That's fascinating, but when do I get to learn something cool?
To the wise, age matters very little. Today we will...
Excellent. Okay, so this is the levitate spell that I'm about to learn. And we're going to entertain ourselves with it.
Levioso.
Excellent. I have practiced on a feather. It is now time to practice on my fellow students.
Now, let's try something a little larger. Let us begin with a basic cast.
Ah, I see.
See how the dummy deflected your cast? This
Yes,
time,
I know.
Cast Levioso first, then the basic cast. Remember, Levioso. Good. Now, well done. Levioso. Good. Now, well done. Very good. But the best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two. Duelists, take your marks.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Now, I want a fair duel, using only Levioso, basic cast, and Protego. You
How is this going to be a problem? There's an issue here, lady.
This should be
Levioso.
good form.
I know.
This can't be your first duel.
Let's just say
I'm doing jump like
Levioso.
all my students for this event.
Not bad for a beginner. You give as good as you get.
I put you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Slytherin.
Thank you, Professor.
If what I've seen today, I demand...
Understood, Professor.
So, I'd advise you to... Again, well done.
Okay, enough. Enough. Alright, so I'm going to run through the rest of the tutorial off stream. The next time I do stream this, we're going to be fighting poachers. Save game. Manual saving is currently unavailable. Okay. Now with you then. That's fine. Yeah, so we're going to stop the stream. I will see you folks later. Thank you for hanging out and hanging around. I'm going to continue doing this just to keep, what would you say, it looks like we're back. Briefly stopped. Well, that's funny. Anyways, I will see you folks later. Peace.